Hey folks, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist. First of all, thanks for all the support I've been getting with my new book, Bugging Out and Relocating. Link, it's going to be somewhere there below. Pretty busy with that, but I thought about doing another video about everyday carry update. Nothing really new, but maybe a couple interesting uses I've had for some of this stuff lately. Pretty much same as always. Wallet, same as always. Quicksilver wallet, nothing new to it. Just like that the cards come in that direction. You have that little pocket there and pretty bright colored, which helps to find it easily. Cell phone, still liking the Galaxy Note 2 with the OtterBox Defender case with the clip. Makes it easy to carry in the belt. With a good belt, it's just easier to just keep it there. I really like the big screen. The battery lasts quite a bit, but the screen is, I mean, comparing it with my wife's Galaxy S3, the screen being this size, I spend a lot of time around my house. I don't really go out that much, and using it like almost like a little tablet, maybe watching a video when doing a little bit of workout in the elliptic trainer, that sort of thing, or browsing websites and such. The bigger screen is just handy. I guess it hits that spot of being almost like a tablet for some things. And when you're out, you still have your phone, and just works very well. Very happy with it so far. In terms of sunglasses, still the Wiley X revolvers, very tough. A good example of quality, you getting what you pay for. When you get something that's made of quality, it lasts years and years. It's been abused a lot, used for all my shooting classes and on regular everyday basis as sunglasses, and still does work okay. Yeah, I'd like to replace them with some of the newer ones, but they're quite expensive. They're kind of pricey. Not so much in US. I found actually a few good models that look very good, but so far so good. They still keep on working. In terms of flashlights, the Streamlight Sidewinder Compact 2, I still think it's outstanding, the best in my opinion flashlight for in terms of preparedness, being able to use AA, AAA, CR123 batteries, the different modes and such. It's simply fantastic. How durable it is as well. Pure breed military flashlight, very tough. One of the things I've learned to appreciate as time goes by is how silent it is. You don't hear anything. Again, because of that military spec thing, it has to be silent. So when you're maybe at night, everyone is asleep, and you're looking for something, or trying to find something in the middle of the night in a room, and someone else is sleeping, you just don't bother with any click. Which is nice. Now the thing is, it is kind of bulky. I knew that from the go, and it's simply that the Eagle Attack D25C is just noticeably more compact. So in general these days, especially in summer, you try to go a little bit more light in terms of clothing. The Eagle Attack D25C just being more compact and still very bright, and still having those two modes where you have that very nice moon mode, you have the turbo mode, high mode, and all that stuff. It doesn't have the versatility of the Sidewinder Compact 2 that takes pretty much any battery, and even in terms of toughness, I think this one is clearly tougher. But very compact. You still have your whistle there, all the modes, and holds on quite okay. In terms of knives, depending on where it is that I am and what it is that I'm doing, again, mostly being at home, you can just have anything else that you want in your house. Generally for me, it's going to be the Cold Steel Vaquero Grande. I don't find a problem with its size at all. So whenever I'm home, this is what's with me. Hiking, doing outdoors kind of stuff, you can carry fixed blades, any kind of other blade that you want, and you have more options. So whenever, depending on circumstances, if I can do it, I will go with better things. But if not, in general, maybe on the streets, I will go for the Boker Trans Plus, the non-locking. Yeah, guys, non-locking. Don't try to be try to second guess me. If I say it's non-locking, it is. Some of you guys in previous videos have commented, no, that's a locking knife. No, it's not. There's an exact model, exactly like this one, that the bar here moves and locks. This is not the case. This is a slip joint knife, and it does not lock, as you clearly see. So whenever you're out and about and you're not doing anything kind of outdoorsy, you're not hiking, backpacking, that sort of thing, this is what you can use around here without any good cause. The other one that I use a lot most of the time is the German Army knife. Fantastic. And some of you guys I've turned over to a German Army knife. It's great. It has just exactly what you need and nothing else. You have that nice blade, well worn by now. The clip, man, I cannot emphasize that enough. Adding this clip it just makes it a joy to use. That's the only word I can think of. Anything, opening packages and such, that little tip just goes right in there with minimum effort, penetrates anything, any package or box, anything I have to cut, pry a little bit. It is gonna be a little bit more fragile, so you have to be careful when you do this kind of modifications to the normal Victorinox blade, which has that spear tip, which is tougher. This is gonna be a little bit more delicate, but just very nice for detail work, for splinters, that sort of thing. Just fantastic. Whenever I have to do a little bit more prying and such, I will use this other tool with a saw and proper screwdriver, which is more adequate for prying, scrapping, that sort of thing. So saw blade there. One of the things I added, of course, is a clip that you of course see here, and it does not come with this flat screwdriver, which you have to add yourself, but this is great for not only small flat screwdrivers, but also for those little poking tasks that you sometimes need. This does the job rather well. The screwdriver kind of works for that, but being twisted like that is not. When you need something more detailed, this is going to be what I'm going to be using. And again, depending on circumstances and whatnot, if I can, I'm going to use my Leatherman Charge TTI, which is fantastic. This, where and when legal, do so. This is the best combination in whatever country it is that you are, whatever your state allows. Guys, know your own laws and what you can or cannot carry. I cannot guess that for you, but if you can, this is the best combination. At least for me, usually on the streets, if I'm not doing something specifically outdoorsy task, this is going to be the combination that I go for. But a few days ago, actually, I was hiking. We went on a short day hike with my son, and I had my Leatherman Charge with me along with some other stuff, of course, and he fell and he hurt his hand pretty bad. He actually, I think it was a rock or something like that, and he like tore a square piece of skin, very large actually, and started bleeding, and that flap of skin, I'm not kidding, a flap of skin about the size of my finger, my thumbnail, about that size, pretty big, pretty gruesome. Still, we have to be looking after that. And with that flap of skin bleeding and such, I use, the scissors in the Leatherman Charge, and of course if you have the Wave as well. These scissors, not blood left there, but maybe a little drop here and there. Well, I had to clean it, of course, but this came just fantastically handy for cutting that flap of skin. Just place it there and cut off that flap of skin. And I don't think that with a knife, I don't think I could have done that little detailed task. So scissors, that came in handy. Usually I'm not that crazy about scissors. I don't find them that useful in general. I think that pretty much anything that you use scissors for, a sharp knife, which I always have in one form or another, does as well. But for that kind of thing where you need to cut a little piece of skin or something like that, scissors just came in very nicely. So yeah, that's basically it. Lighter, something that a lot of people just don't carry around. I always try to have a lighter. Actually, I use it today for a barbecue. So yeah, it's just I've been using it more often, I guess, these last few weeks. Melting plastic, melting cord, lighting fires for that sort of thing. Yeah, one of those things that in general in the everyday carry circle you don't see it being carried a lot, unless especially for non-smokers like myself, but I just like having it. This is incredibly heavy. You wouldn't believe how heavy this is because of these badges that it has. These are made by a guy called Relocating that makes them to order. Bought them several years ago, but it's all made of metal, custom made. You won't be finding this, you won't find it commercially available. It just looks fantastic, and it has that Thunderbird butane insert, so I don't have to worry about it drying up on me. It just works with butane gas. Just wonderful combination. Again, very heavy, but you know what? In the jeans pocket, with that little pocket that the most jeans have specifically for a lighter, it just fits perfectly in there, and you don't notice it at all. It just sits there without moving an inch at all, and the weight is not a problem. A little lesson there, guys. In general, it's not the weight, it's the way you're carrying stuff that ends up bothering you. That's true here. It's also true with your multi-tool. Sometimes you see people carrying these tiny, crappy little multi-tools when they could just go around with a Leatherman Charge or Wave, and they think, no, it's just too heavy. No, it's not. If you have a pocket clip, I mean, unless you're from another planet, scary sensitive about these things, the clip alone will keep it in its place and you will just forget about it. You just don't notice it. At least that's the way it is for me. Keychain, as always, nothing really new here. Olight i3s EOS, not getting a lot of use really, because usually have another flashlight floating around with me. Victorinox Mini Champ. A bunch of little tools here, including the scissors that, as I've said, come in handy sometimes. The scales, I've had to glue them back in place because it's falling apart. I think I'll eventually change this one for the Mini Champ with analog scales. I'm just thinking about that. Or maybe one with little pliers. Pico pry bar. A little UV light for money ID and that kind of thing that UV light is good for. Cruiser fit SanDisk USB drive, very small. So far so good, holding on. As time goes by, it just proves to be pretty tough. A little lighter, peanut lighter made of titanium. Still has enough fuel there. Nice to check every once in a while. And that's basically it here. And in my car keys, I have saddleback leather keychain, little button cell flashlight. This is because whenever I'm in the garage, I just park the car, get out of it, and instead of looking in the pocket for the specific flashlight, I just use this one, find my way around without turning on another light, and compact enough. Vox titanium pry bar as well. Not using a lot lately, but every once in a while it does come in handy. Iron key and another USB because of the files I've been using for my new book and such. I just wanted an extra USB drive. Iron key, extremely tough and safe, but bulky. This, of course, is much more compact and handy. And basically that's it, guys. Yeah, finally my watch, Casio Pro Trek Triple Solar PRG 250T, if I remember correctly. Beast of a watch, light, made out of titanium, and that helps a lot. Solar, no batteries required, still on high charge, and all the functions you could wish for, and then some. Still have that barometric pressure chart there telling me that weather is going to be continuing nice, tide graphic, just all the information that you need. And you know, the barometric pressure for the weather, something that I constantly check, and it's very handy in places where weather does change pretty fast. And also if it's dropping very fast, storms, that sort of thing, highly recommended watch. Looks pretty good too. Folks, that's all for now. Remember to check my book, and see you on our next video. Remember to subscribe and have a great day.